So at what point did you just decide to start making beats yourself?
POS, Steph, that's how we've always known him. We grew up with him too. He went to like, there's Steph and Jeff. That's my graduation party. Steph and Jeff, best of both worlds. So he had always been in bands. We were always like, he was in a pop punk band. We were in an indie band. We were little rivals, but we were always friends. And I graduated high school half a year early because I took all those independent studies. And
started your own record label.
Yeah. So I don't think you can do that anymore, but I did that and it was awesome. And he's starting to rap now. Mike McLaughlin, who's going to come up here later, had come from LA. He got shipped up here. You were staying with your uncle? For a year. And he was like this rapping dude from LA, and he had the boombox or whatever, and he linked up with Steph. And he got Steph into rapping. And those guys would freestyle in the hallways. They'd carry their little boombox around, and at lunch break, they'd be there writing their little raps. And I remember, I don't even think I was that into rap. I liked Outkast. We had talked about Outkast like in the dark room or whatever. And somehow we just we're friends. I don't know what happened. So Mike's my guy. There's this show, basement show, that we end up playing, Killer Bees play, called Sethtoberfest. It's like legendary. And it's the Killer Bees play, all the Pretentious Records bands play, everything. We're all in, and now all of us, like all the TPC guys are into some hip hop stuff too or whatever. So of course we break into like the crazy white guy, freestyle session or whatever, where it's like, bass and drums, and we're like, whoa, whatever, it sounds great, just play the bass and the drums, and then guys would get up on the mic, and then Mike hops up there and busts some freestyle that blew everybody's mind, and Steph starts rapping, blah, 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 blah. So these guys are getting into rap, they're getting me into rap, we're talking about, these are my guys I talked about rap. So if Steph decides he's going to start rapping and actually starts making beats, he buys one of these MPCs, and he starts making beats. And I want to play. Okay, so I don't know, you know Species, but that was Steph's first rap group, whatever. It lasted for like 3 months. But I just do want to show you. This has been going on since the beginning days. Like, it's a very incestuous deal with TPC, Doomtree, Billion Better Bombs. All these people, we all kind of came up together, and we steal from each other all the time in the best way. So, and it goes back to the very beginning. First EP that we did in high school, had a song called Chunk Rock. Yeah. I'm just going to play the beginning of it. So that's just the intro, it gets crazier. It gets a little crazy. But then, one of the first beat stuff I ever made, he chopped up our set. He didn't chop it up, he just looped it. I was a little upset about it, actually, at the time. But it was one of the songs on the Pseudo Species album. So he'd start making beats. But he was still we were still sampling from all these weird places, so. Where am I going with this? Where am I going? I started making beats.
Well, he was sampling you and making that, and then did he give you an MPC, or what did he?
He basically was like, he convinced me, he's like, man, you know enough about music, and you love hip-hop enough. You love it so much, actually. And, it's like, you need to make beats. That's what you're supposed to do. Because I wanted to be so badly involved in hip-hop, but I wasn't going to rap. I didn't have any dance moves. I wasn't going to break dance. I was so afraid of going to jail for graffiti. It just goes on and on. I didn't know, I'll never know how to DJ. And so he's like, you just need to get one of these things. I didn't know how beats were made. He's like, just get one. So I think I convinced my mom or my dad to give me a loan. And Steph took me to Guitar Center and he got me this. And then so this is out of high school. This is like 2001 maybe. He came over for an afternoon and just showed me the basics. Like, this is how you get a record to come into this thing so you can sample it. This is how you would sequence something, or how you'd record a track or whatever. And then from that 3-hour session, to me this is like a legendary story. This is like the god POS comes down and he's like, this is how it's done, and then just knights me or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, this is how it's done. Now I'm gonna do this or whatever. It's like some Pete Rock early days, where Pete Rock flips the sample for somebody else. So this is big. This is big for me. And so then from that moment on, it was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is it, all the time. To the point where I'd make a couple beats a day. I wish I could still do that.
So you take a vinyl record, record parts of it into this sampler.
Sample it up.
You can trigger the different
you can do
samples
so
that
much
you've recorded.
stuff.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
You
incredible.
want to show us a little bit?
Yeah,
about
I will
what
actually.
you've done?
And it's gotten a lot better. I mean, I will play you. I want you to absolutely know it doesn't start out good.